And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in the Long Dark, where we're on the way down to Purpose Cache to check to see does in fact have the item we need for the Trader's Quest. And then we're going to go back down to Coastal Highway, one way or the other. If it doesn't have the item, then we're going to complete everything else about the trade. And then we're going to go look for the item at this point. Oops. I turned that dark out. No, a little low in water. Not out, but definitely a little low. We'll end up drinking the soda, I think, when we take the long rest here. We're going to walk through here. We're going to go check out the Purpose Cache. And then we're going to sleep for like 10 hours. I got enough water to fully rehydrate, hopefully, before we take that sleep. So I could just sleep for 9 instead. There's the exit. And if you're on the Trader's Quest, yours may not be this one. There are 9 random locations. Well, the locations are in the same spot every time, but the contents are random. There's 9 different ones that swap back and forth between them all. So yours may not be this one, or this step in the quest. Though for the first one will have the corpse in it. Which is, I believe, this one. The second one, I think, has a L-shaped layout, and then the third one has a red hallway. And then the fourth and final one is the one always in the same place.
Strained.
In Pleasant Valley. Yep, there's the corpse. Should be, if we look around, a loose stone. Loose brick. Unless I'm wrong, and this is not the one on the corpse, obviously. Stored? What? Okay, we got some ethereal stowed water there. You know what? Take all that water. There's the loose brick.
That'll come in handy.
The old lockbox. Yeah, there we go. So yes, this is the bunker. Apparently there's like a toilet there. Yeah, we're not worried about running out of water because we just looted some invisible water source. We're gonna sleep for 10 hours, recover all the fatigue that way. I'll recover most of the fatigue that way. And then we'll begin the process of heading back down to Coastal Highway. Drop that off, pick up the rabbit furs, and then we'll be contemplating whether or not we can get the birch, or get the travois going. Because we've got water now, we don't need to drink the soda. We'll save the soda for emergencies. Chilly early morning. There's an area right down here where we could run into wolves. We're not likely to. I tend to find I run into them more. I'm going over to the crash site from here. Keep going along here. There'll be a little bit of a climb in a moment. It's not a rope climb, it's just a rock climb. Once we've done the rock climb, they usually don't know if they've changed the spawn rules. They can spawn after the wildlife refresh, but prior to the wildlife refresh, they wouldn't spawn in that little area. And yeah, now that we're at full fatigue, I might take things like sleep for an hour as a way to warm up and keep the fatigue high while we're moving. Yeah, so this area, I believe, doesn't get wolves. Or at least didn't used to. That may have changed. In our trip back down Coastal Highway, we are going to go past the Polaroid spot. We've used this Polaroid spot, so it's not going to show up when I go past it. I forget where the Polaroid was. You'll have to, if you were looking for that, you'll have to go back to the video. But yeah, the Polaroid spot is up here next to the radio tower and the radio tower. Do a little bit of get Billy Goat in here instead of going over the rock climb.
So cold.
And yeah, we're going to duck into Grandmother's to warm up. Don't know whether I'm going to... Well, I probably will go upstairs. Go upstairs or warm up in the bed. I need to get perfectly fed here. Beginning more fed is still decent. Yeah, which did take a little bit of damage there from the cold. But not enough that we want to get like perfect healing here. Just want to get warm and get moving. I'm more worried about actually running out of fatigue before we've done both climbs. So we'll take the small recovery instead of saving the fatigue for later to maximize recovery. So, to get in and out of Mountain Town from most of the rest of the map, you gotta take 2 climbs. We're gonna take the path that goes into Mystery Lake here. You could technically take the other path that goes down into Orland Muskeg. And I think from a raw, you want to minimize fatigue leaving Mountain Town. it might be, or might cost less fatigue to actually go down into Forlorn Muskeg by that path, because that's 2 climbs down. Granted, going the other direction is 2 climbs up, so that's the thing to be careful of. Is it is more fatiguing to get up that way. I think it's less to go down. Whereas the direction we're going today is 1 up, 1 down. Could steal the rabbit from that wolf, but we're not going to. Rather just safely make it up to our climb. Well, it's distracted. Passing the Orca gas station. Don't like the sound of that. Little sprinting right here because I need to get around it. But we'll walk the dog the rest of the way to the rope climb. Because that's one way to lose it. The dog does not have opposable thumbs. Climb down the rope, it isn't chasing you. Or the wolf doesn't have opposable thumbs. Yeah, we'll slide down, we'll go back into the cave, much like we did coming up. Sleep an hour in the cave, and then go up the other rope climb, and then we'll be over at Trappers. Shimmy down the rope. Again, I think you tend to lose less fatigue going down a rope than you do up a rope. So this is maybe the lowest way to lose fatigue, or the lowest fatigue cost way to get out of this zone. Because it's a down and an up, so you're going up a rope climb one way, regardless of which way you're going. Whereas the other one is either 2 ups or 2 downs, right? So for the 2 downs, that's probably lower fatigue, but for the 2 ups, it's probably more fatigue.
Damn, I'm freezing.
I'm taking a little bit of condition damage here. Not wanting to burn calories, I'm just walking this. If I was a little bit more concerned about condition, we could be sprinting here to get to the forming point faster. And again, I think I'll sleep 1 hour in the bedroll to get the warmth back. And then we'll shimmy up the rope. And then walk over to the cave, transition cave. One hour snooze. Yeah, nice sunny day. Does probably mean I could probably... Actually, it might not be sunny enough to get a torch, or get a fire going. May not be. If it is sunny enough once we get up the climb, I'll go ahead and start a fire with the magnifying lens so we can have a torch to light our way through the upcoming cave. instead of using our lantern oil. Because yeah, we're gonna do a lot of fishing, but a lot of that fish we want to deliver uncooked, so we're not gonna get a lot of lantern oil from it. Let's pick a spot where it isn't embedded in the floor. There we go.
That's done.
Okay, and there goes like half our fatigue from climbing down and climbing up. That's even with 2 1-hour sleeps. Yeah, we'll see how well the weather stays. If the weather stays this well, we'll probably make the trip all the way down to Coastal Highway before we have the character take a nap. If the weather goes sour, we might end up cutting it into smaller chunks, of course. And it is Interloper, so the weather is... You can probably expect the weather to go bad. When it will go bad is the question, not if it will, probably. I suppose at some point we're gonna probably from fatigue get heavy. So we will want to slowly lose all the torches as we go to lose some weight. Otherwise we'll start walking slow from fatigue. Use the transition cave. I suppose if I see coal, I should pick it up. We're not desperate for coal at this point. And I suppose actually with how bad this torch is, because it's pretty worn out already, it's not making finding coal particularly easy either. Okay, torch swap time. This is one of the rooms that sometimes is coal. Although, this is the second time through, so if I caught everything the first time, there shouldn't be anything sitting around. Okay. So I made it through there. Didn't find any coal, but didn't need to find any coal. actually somewhat surprised we hadn't completely warmed up walking through that cave. Oh, I left the birch bark behind. Or the maple saplings behind. Granted, I had a wolf on my tail, so it wasn't worth detouring to get it with the wolf following us. So, hindsight being 2020, I did the right thing from my perspective, but at the same time, I left the maple saplings behind. They can cure there, and we don't need them, so might just put a note down that the maple saplings are still there. Oops. Oops. Let's see. Okay, pick that one up. There may actually be more in that pile, but in the snow there, but at least the two we can get to. Sapling the picnic area office in Mountain Town. With that, we're off. Continuing our trip down to the coastal highway. Decently warm for the middle of the day. Should make decent progress in time. Oh, that's the crow circling over the human carcass over there. Probably say this every time we come through here, but this little stretch along here, as you can see there are the occasional birch tree. So it does have birch bark occasionally. If it's been long enough, there's often 2, sometimes 3 pieces through here. There's one. Keep the head a little bit on the swivel, because birch bark's always better in pairs. Doesn't look like we're gonna get a second one. Oh, I spoke too soon. There's the second one. Drop torch. Light next torch. Yeah, probably just to save time, because we got a torch going, we'll go straight up the railroad. Is that a wolf or a deer? I think that's a deer. Yep, wolf. Scaring it off and aim right back. Is still carrying a piece of meat? Might be carrying a piece of meat. Nope, put a piece of meat down. And in pursuit of time, I'm just going straight up the railroad here. On the rail is good, taking advantage of the weather. Well, this suppose we might get even better weather. The weather keeps improving, as it usually does in the afternoon, temperature-wise. But this is decently good weather. As probably you can see, we're making pretty good time. We're gonna get at least all the way back to the dam area, or we need to stop to warm up. And even then, I might be only really stopping to make water and less to make warmth. Maybe also make torches. Going through the torches pretty quickly here. Yeah, just destination walking here, so it's bold and contemplative, and it's an empty spot. Just think about what you're doing. I think planning-wise, again, we got 60 more kilograms of fish to fish, and we want to build the travois. So my plan right now is we're gonna probably gonna go via the bear spot so we can bring some meat along. But we're gonna go check to see if the maple is cured. If it is, we'll make the travois. Isn't, we might just get started fishing it anyway. Please get a time estimate on how long we got to go. There's a wolf there. Apparently he hasn't noticed us even with the torch. There we go. Speak of it, and it does notice, apparently, sometimes. Got a little bit of food up here, so we'll walk over to where that food is before we stop. Might stop earlier if the... worried about the torch. The torch will make it that far? I think it's time to solve the torches. Drop the torch. Light the next one. Drop the torch. Scare the animal off. Keep walking. Yeah, looking at the time, I think we will duck into the cabins over here as a way to put a part break in. So if you're watching on YouTube, there will be another part up tomorrow. So we're not done for the recording session. So I can pretty much guarantee there will be another one up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. I'm going to make this a fairly short break, and then we're just going to get right back to playing. And we're going to have a little bit of run-in here with the local wolves, apparently. Let's scare this one off. Yeah, we're going to get over to the cabin where we, to be fair, stopped in on the way out to do basically a way in. Save point, and probably won't actually stop really there to warm up. We're just going to use it as a part break spot. Part break save. There's the cabin. And into it we duck. So yeah, this is where we're going to put the part break in. So until next time, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part. And bye for now.